Our top tips for perfecting that pop-up. Mastering your pop-up takes time and practice. The way that you stand on your board should suit your strength, mobility and style, so don't worry what everyone else is doing. Practice the pop-up that you feel most comfortable with. This could also change over time with experience, so don't be afraid to try them all and mix it up a bit. The first thing to do is establish which foot goes at the front and which foot goes at the back when you stand up. If you have your left foot at the front, this is called a natural footer. If you have your right foot at the front, this is called a goofy footer. We can have a bit of fun to establish this. Pretend that you're in a school gym and that you have socks on and that you're going to run along and skid along the floor with your slippery feet. The foot that you have in front is the foot that should always go on the front of your surfboard. From this point onwards, always put your leash on your back foot, or just above your ankle. Here we break down the essential movements of each of the 3 most recognised techniques. Technique 1, the knee method. If you are starting on a foam or along a board, you should start with your toes at the back of the board, known as the tail. You want to be lying straight on your board, keeping your weight central. Paddle one arm at a time in a controlled manner, giving yourself time to get your board moving and speed up. Once the wave hits the back of your board, do 3 extra power paddles to ensure that you have caught the wave. Next, put your hands flat on the top of the board, which is called the deck, either side of your chest. Don't put your hands on the rails, place them directly under your chest. Push up into cobra pose. Slide your knees forward just behind your hands, keeping those hands flat on the board. Place them underneath your chest. From here, bring your front foot, whichever feels more comfortable, into the centre of your hands, going onto your fingertips if you need to, but try not to take your hands off the board if possible. If you struggle to get your foot through, lift your hand and allow your foot to swing around to the side, but make sure that you get your hand straight back on the board to regain balance and keep that board flat. The back foot will now come slightly forward. Push down with your back knee against the deck of the board and prepare your body to twist. Keep your hands on the rail to steady yourself. Then when you have your balance, twist your hips and stand. Keeping your knees bent, stretch your arms out for balance and look up and keep your head up. Look towards the beach and not down at your feet. This is a useful technique as it's broken down into manageable steps and doesn't require as much mobility or strength. Technique 2, the back foot, front foot method. Once you have caught a wave, you should start pushing into cobra position. Bring your knee forward towards the elbow. From here, you are going to push off your back foot, bringing your front foot to the centre of your hands. Push off your hands and feet, keeping your knees bent, arms out for balance and your head up. This pop-up is beneficial as you'll keep your speed, and with practice you'll be able to do it faster and faster. However, you will need more mobility as you'll need to feel comfortable bringing that back foot up far enough. Otherwise, you will lose your speed by having your weight too far back. Technique 3, the straight pop-up. This is the most difficult pop-up, so don't worry if you don't get it for a while. You can practice on land to ensure your jump up is explosive and your feet land in the correct position each time. In a fluid motion, you're going to push up through the hands and push off your back knees or lower thighs, adding a twist as you swing your feet up so that your front foot lands between your hands and your back foot comes slightly forward. Using the correct technique when you start surfing is important, as it's much harder to get rid of bad habits once you've been surfing for a while, but not impossible. Make sure you aren't grabbing rails when pushing up. It's much harder to balance and creates drag. You will also push a little harder with your strongest arm, which can make you go off balance. Keep them flat on the deck. One of the most common mistakes in beginners is taking your hands off too early. Your hands should come off the board when you feel steady and comfortable, when you have momentum going forward and right before you're ready to stand. Make sure you keep your arms up and out. Think about a tightrope walker. This will help with your balance and is essential when it comes to turning. Keep your head up, you won't know where you're going and will end up in the water. Don't bend with your upper body. It's really important to bend at the knees. Having straight legs will make it really difficult to balance and will make turning impossible. Make sure you're positioned correctly on your board. Too far back and you'll lose your speed, and too far forward you'll do the dreaded nosedive. Get some video footage of you getting to your feet as early as you can in your surfing journey. Then you can stop those bad habits before they start. So there they are, our top 3 pop-up methods, plus some tips to avoid creating bad habits. Remember that surfing takes time and can be frustrating, but practice makes perfect, and it's important to have fun whilst doing it. If you would like more tutorials, interviews and product reviews, just hit the like and subscribe button. And for more information on our UK International Coaching Weekends, retreats and Outdoor Instructor Academy, visit our website, willnorwaysociety.com, and we'll see you in the water.